What's good, Not on Dream family? We back at it, episode 87 of the Not on Dream journey. My name is Julian Taliaferro, and you already know we coming again with another weekly business update, lessons of the week, and topic for the day, which is playoffs. So for this episode 87, we're going to go ahead and jump in there with the quote of this week, and it goes, "I've searched all the parks in all the cities and found no statues of committees." This is a quote from Gilbert K. Chesterton. And in my mind, I think it's a pretty deep quote if you really think about it. I've had that same experience of going to different cities and seeing these statues, and it really always is individuals. You never really see groups of people. And I think that just goes to show that to really make impact, to really be change or create change, you have to take that road less traveled. And you can't wait for a cosign from a group of people on you or your actions. You just have to go in there and do it yourself and make that difference. And again, the quote goes, "I've searched all the parks and all the cities and found no statues of committees," from Gilbert K. Chesterton. So now I can get into my business update. And for today, I just wanted to say we're continuing to move forward in this development phase of the business that we're in, continually trying to build out each of the different areas of the business. And one of the things I did want to say for this episode is just that we're being keen on being open to different ideas and understanding that our business is going to change over time, whether that's through the actual service itself or even the overall mission, and they're kind of tied into one another. So we understand that the last thing a business is going to do is stay the same from the moment of conception. So we just want to be aware of that and understand that it may change and be ready for it if it does come or when it does come. So that's kind of all I have for the business update. And now I can get into my lesson of the week, which is that happiness is a choice. If you want to be happy, then you're going to be happy. It's an option. So you can't let other people steal your joy. I know a lot of times it's tough when you're dealing with certain individuals or you're in such a negative environment, but you have to just be intentional and make that choice to be happy. Because if not, you're just going to be negative and sad all the time. So if you're happy and at least you're in that negative environment, you're going to be that one radiant person giving energy and giving positivity to the other people. And again, it goes for the lesson of the week, just that happiness is a choice. So with those two first sections out the way, I can now get into my topic, which is playoffs. So it's the NBA playoffs right now. I'm a basketball fan, so I watch NBA. I've said previously on these episodes that I'm a big LeBron fan, and sadly, LeBron is out the playoffs, but it's still been interesting so far for this year, and there's been some great series. And what's special about the playoffs is just how the intensity rises, and it's visible as you watch the games, and the level of play is just elevated to a whole different stratosphere. But honestly, my favorite part about the playoffs, it's the games, of course, but it's really the post-game interviews when the different players get to go up to that podium and answer questions from the reporters. And I love seeing how different players react to a win or a loss, or a series win or a series loss. And a lot of the times you do get standard PR responses, but there are some moments when you can really get that veil back into a player's mind and see what they're thinking. And what I try to do is just take bits and pieces of those messages and try to incorporate that. And I want to reflect that. And there are, I feel, some common themes between all the players when they're in the playoffs. And I have about 6 of them, and I would just want to go through them because I feel like these lessons that the players or these themes that the players talk about in their post-game interviews, they can apply to off the basketball court and in the entrepreneurship, right? Because that's what we're doing. So first one is just that each game is its own separate game. So game one is going to be nothing like game two. Game two is entirely separate from game three. Each game is its own separate entity and nothing is related. The second point is you have to trust in your team and stay together. So because the level of intensity is increased and these players are playing so much harder, you have to have real grit on your team. And that means that everybody has to come together and understand that it's not going to get done individually. So third is that a loss is a loss. So you may play one game and you may lose by 1 point. In the next game, you get blown out by 30 points. But at the end of the day, a loss is a loss. There is no real difference. You're just going to have to get prepared and get ready for that next game, and you can bounce back. The fourth thing is that after each game, you always have to go back to the film room, always have to go back and study what happened in that game, in the previous game, and then make adjustments. So it really is like a chess match when it comes to the 7-game series in the NBA playoffs. You have to make adjustments on adjustments, make your adjustments based off of the other team, off of other players. And like I said, it really is like a chess match, so it can get complicated. Fifth thing is that if the series is not over, you still have a chance. Even if you're down 3-0, if you're down 3-1, if the other team has not won 4 games in that 7-game series, then you have a chance and you have to act like it and you have to play like it. And if you are down 3-0, that just means you have to play at a level of desperation. And then the last one, the 6th point, is all that matters is the win at the end of the day. Even if you had a bad performance, if you got the win, that's what matters. And then you just have to focus on playing better the next game. But at the end of the day, the sole objective in the playoffs is to win the game, whatever means necessary. So those are the 6 points. And in my mind, I feel like all these can have carryover in entrepreneurship or into any other area of somebody's life. And the main point that I do want to end off on is just that when you're in the playoffs, when you're in a crunch time, crunch season, whatever that is, you have to raise your intensity of play. And that is a number one priority. So that's all I have for this topic for playoffs. And next steps for me, like usual, continue work on the startup. So, all right, let's get it, y'all. Going to achieve y'all 99 dream. And it's 99 dream because you are going to achieve your dream. And it will be 100%, but nothing is perfect. So you're going to achieve 99% of that. And let's go and let's get it.